Welcome to Gamer Ability. I'm your host Sixpenny and I'm back with another PGA Tour 2K21 tutorial video. So today I'm going to show you the golf bag that I use and explain to you why I use them. So starting off, when you're looking at the bag to the right side of the screen there, you're going to see that I do have some gaps between my distances. So that is between my 3-wood and hybrid, which is a gap of about 28 yards. And then the gap between my 3 hybrid of 220 and 4-iron of 188. So those are the biggest gaps, but I'll explain as I go why I use that. So as we move into my driver, I use a 10.5 295 Bridgestone Tour B JGR. So this is the max distance driver in the game. I want the most distance that I can get out of my drives to gain the advantage, especially on par 5s. So that's why I use the Bridgestone Golf Tour BJGR. Now, a downside of this is its forgiveness. This is the least forgiving driver in the game, so it's going to be very hard to hit the tempo. But on my drives, at least, I go for that 102 slight fast drive, and this club works great for that. If you're struggling hitting it straight, your drives are going all over the place, you can change to a more forgiving, such as high forgiveness. The top right here we have the HB Studios HBS XXV A5, or also you can just go right below the JGR to the Ben Hogan. You lose some distance but you increase forgiveness. So that's the driver that I use. Let's go ahead and move on to the next club. I use a 3-wood that carries 248 yards. It's actually the same brand. It's the Bridgestone Golf Tour B JGR. Again, like the driver, low forgiveness, but great distance and very good swing plane. I want distance, swing plane. I don't worry as much about forgiveness on my driver's woods. The next club I chose to use is a hybrid. Now, my hybrid carries 220 yards. It's the Mizuno CLK hybrid. But there's other, so if you move right to the right, the HB Studios HBS X Elite 9000, it's a very similar club. It carries a little bit further, has less swing plane, but a little more distance control. So you don't have to use the Mizuno. That's just the one I like to use, that 220 distance. But there's other clubs that you can use. Another one that's a very good club is down right below it, the Tour B JGR Bridgestone Golf, if you want forgiveness. But the problem is with my specific club set here, if you choose this club, it's going to carry around 200, 205, which is going to leave a huge gap between your 3-wood and hybrid. The other option here that you could use that I sometimes put in my bag is the 3-iron. So if you go to irons, the TGC 0 Sub 950, this 3-iron is going to carry 215 yards. So if you struggle hitting partial hybrid shots, you struggle with the tempo, you could switch it to the 3-iron if you're better at hitting irons, and this still is going to carry 215 yards. You're going to have poor forgiveness and poor swing plane, but if you're better with a 3-iron versus a 3 hybrid, you can still have a pretty good gap between your 3-wood, 3 hybrid, and 4-iron. So moving on to the next club, we have the 4-iron. The 4-iron I choose carries 188 yards. You can see all my other irons are the same here, but this I chose the HB Studios HBS Classic F01. The reason I chose this is because I liked the distance of 188. So it carries 188. It has pretty good forgiveness. Not the best for shot shaping, but has great distance control, and I hit a lot of partial shots with my irons. Now as we move in to look at this, if I go, so 188, my normal irons that I use that you're going to see in a minute are the Tour B JGR right here. But if I equip this, it's 179. Look at that gap. That gap's way too big between the 3 hybrid and 4-iron now. So that's why I go to the classic F01 and use the 188 carry of the iron. Now we're moving into what I think are the best irons in the game, the most forgiving irons in the game. So I carry a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all of the same iron type. And that's going to be the Bridgestone Golf Tour B JGR HF2. Very forgiving irons, good distance between the clubs, great for distance control, hitting partial shots. The only downside of these, shot shaping is not as good as some of the other clubs, but if you look at shot shaping all throughout the board here, you don't have great shot shaping with any of the irons. This Callaway Maverick Max, you have a little more shot shaping. The Wilson, but look how bad the forgiveness is. So I don't think you need a more shot shaping club here. I think you need to go for the forgiveness and distance control. So that's why I use the Bridgestone Golf Tour B JGR. I think the best iron in the game. So I use that for 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we move into wedges. For wedges, I use all of the same. I use the golf club brand TGC CV Master. These have, look at the distance, it's low. But look at the other stats, especially forgiveness, swing plane, and distance control. With wedges, I want the most forgiving club, so that if I'm outside that tempo forgiveness area, that my ball is not going to move very far off the path to the left or to the right. That's the reason I think these are the best wedges in the game, because of that forgiveness. You're going to have okay shot shaping still. You're going to have pretty good swing plane, distance control, but it's the forgiveness to me that's everything with all the shots you use with the wedges, whether it's a full shot, whether it's a pitch shot, flop shot, chip shot, splash shot. You're going to have high forgiveness on all of those. Now as we move down, you can see you can move down to this Mizuno T20. This is another great club because of the shot shaping and swing plane. They definitely carry further, but you are going to get a forgiveness penalty. I personally prefer the TGC CV Master over the Mizuno T20, but these Mizuno T20 are very good wedges to use. The distance though, in my specific golf bag, this, if we look at this, 133, 123, 109, 96. It changes it enough to where it doesn't fit as well in my bag. So those are the wedges I use. Now, putter doesn't matter in this game. It's whatever feels best to you, whatever feels more natural animation-wise on screen, whichever one you putt the best with. So now you know my specific golf bag that I use and why I use it. In summary, drivers and woods, I go for distance. I don't care as much about forgiveness. Same thing goes for hybrid. I use the 4-iron to close that distance between the 3 hybrid and 4-iron gap. You can use a 3-iron instead of the 3 hybrid if you prefer hitting a 3-iron over the hybrid. All irons, I go for max forgiveness that I can get, which is the end to have good distances between the club. That's why I use the Bridgestone Tour BJGR. Then we move into the wedges. I look for forgiveness all the way. I want the max forgiveness that I can get for all of my approach shots, full shots, whatever shot it is with the wedge. I want the most forgiveness with tempo so I can have a less penalty when I don't hit that perfect shot. Thank you for watching this video till the end. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here to stay up to date on all my new videos and my live streams. I live stream both on YouTube and on Twitch. I'm going to start streaming more on Twitch here in the coming weeks, but my schedule right now is Monday, Wednesday, Friday around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 p.m. noon Eastern Standard Time. If you get on YouTube and see that I'm not there on any of those time slots, that means I'm live over on Twitch. As always, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon.